So, did you know that there are conflicting accounts of who was actually first on the scene? There are some eyewitnesses who gave statements that are not a part of the official investigation, and the story has changed quite a few times. So, very mysterious. Another did you know is that exact same car crash scenario was actually on file with intelligence agencies, MI5, MI6, CIA, SAS, as a potential assassination plot. And the declassified documents actually show that plan was originally developed to assassinate Slobodan Milosevic, who was at that time president of Serbia. Did you know that the ambulance ride from the crash scene to the hospital took 1 hour and 43 minutes when the nearest hospital was 10 minutes away? Also, the stories that came out afterwards of her cardiac arrest and collapse as a result of that, either on the scene or in the ambulance or prior to getting into the ambulance, were not supported by several of the eyewitnesses. Did you know that Jeffrey Epstein has ties to the royal family, both through Prince Andrew and Gary Goldsmith, who is, I believe, Kate Middleton's uncle? Kate is now, if I'm not mistaken, the current Princess of Wales, which is an ironic parallel. We'll see how it goes for her. Did you know that there were a total of 4 different coroners assigned to do the inquest over the years? And that is a lot of coroners to do an inquest, and we'll get into that. Did you know that the Mercedes-Benz that was involved in the crash, the 4 of them were riding in, was a substitute? Apparently, when they went out the back door, it was Dodie, Diana, Henri Paul, and Trevor Rees-Jones, and they were about to get into the Mercedes to go to Dodie's apartment. Apparently, a brand new Mercedes would not start. That's what they're telling us. That's the official story. Now, if you're any type of security person and you don't go down beforehand to make sure the car starts, you are not a very good security person, okay? Very, very suspect here. I mean, we're getting into some seriously murky waters. Brand new Mercedes. So, yeah, we'll get into that as well. Did you know that apparently, for the first time in her entire adult life, Princess Di did not have on a seatbelt? That is the official story. This is something that she did religiously. This is something that most people, including myself, do unconsciously every time you get into an automobile without question. And that's probably not something that she would have done unless it was broken. And if it was broken, I imagine she would have caused a real scene about it. Or she would have just switched seats with Dodie. It's like, hey, my seatbelt's broken. I always wear a seatbelt. Also, Trevor Rees-Jones, who again was the sole survivor of this crash and whose memoirs are complete disinformation, who also, by the way, has ties to intelligence organizations. It was his job to make sure she was buckled up and, always had her seatbelt on. So apparently he didn't do that either. So he didn't check the car to see if it would start, and he didn't make sure she had her seatbelt on. So this guy is doing a bang-up job. I mean, this guarding the princess, I don't understand that. He must have submitted his resume as confetti. I have no idea.